I'm Master Smith Jim Morre. Welcome to the Blacksmith Museum at the farm at Prophetstown. All of the tools and equipment you see out here are authentic to the period of about 1850 to 1920, which is the period represented by the buildings and by the farm and the way the farm is managed. The forge is a replica of a forge that was located in Williamsport, Indiana, which is not too far from here, down on the river. Smith, whose name was Robert Whittaker. Some of the original brick is actually in the base of the forge here, from this forge, from that original forge. The anvil on your right, the large anvil, is a 122-pound classic pewterite anvil. It was purchased in 1901 by my grandfather and has been used, been in the family, has been used ever since, and there's 6 generations starting with my grandfather that have blacksmith on that anvil. This is documented in one of the plywood panels over there, panel 3, of some of the items that were made by him, by me, by my son, by grandsons, and by great-grandchildren. Okay, we'll start by building a fire, and I've got some newspaper in here, and I will use a match to light the paper, and as soon as the paper starts to burn, I will add some wood chips to get the fire going, and then add on top of the wood chips some of the partially burnt coal from yesterday's forging. It's called breeze. This is the breeze that I'm adding. The coal you'll use is a soft coal from a special vein in West Virginia. It's called Pocahontas. And the blasted air, which comes through pipe underneath the forge and through a 2-air, is generated by the crank blower that I'm turning, the champion blower, also authentic to the period, represented in the museum. Now, as the fire starts to burn, I will take a poker and I will slowly add green coal to the outside of the fire, and the green coal will gradually move into the center of the fire and be converted to breeze, which is what I use to start the fire. And I think we're going to have to take a break here. Many of the basic forging operations can be illustrated by forging a simple S-hook, which I will do. This is a piece of 1/4-inch square stock. I'm going to insert it into the fire and heat it up. Once the metal has been heated, take it over to the anvil and form a point. It's called pointing. A very common forging operation. Nice point form, and then I'm going to bend it over just a little bit to form a small scroll on the end, so that if somebody falls on the hook, they won't poke out their eye. It's both decorative and a matter of safety. Now I'm going to heat again a little bit back, a little bit closer towards me in the metal for the next step, which will be to form the first hook. Okay, that's about right. So bending it over now so that the scroll will be on the outside. This is bending it on the corner. So now I will heat it again a little bit further, closer to me. Okay, then I'm going to dip the hooks just a little bit into the slack tub. So this is a twisting bar and something to hold the hook. And I'm just going to make a twist, like so. The twist is in some ways just decorative, but it also adds strength to the hook. There's the twist completed. Now, the next step will be cutting, and I'm going to heat the metal again further away from the hook, and I will use the tool to cut. Okay, so the metal is heated in exactly the right place. I'm going to cut down and not hit the top of the cutting edge of the hardy with the pellet, but cut it almost all the way through, and then I'll use a pair of flat tongs to finish the cut, break it off. I will lay the stock metal on the forge with the hot end away from me so I don't pick it up again accidentally and burn myself. And then using the flat tongs, which is basically an extension of the arm, like so. I'll heat the metal again at the end where I made it. There we go. Holding the point. Small scroll in the opposite direction from the first scroll, and then we'll make the second bend. I'll lay the hook flat. Straighten it. And then, while it's still hot, I will coat the metal with linseed oil. Still hot, so it's smoking. And we're burning the linseed oil on to make a nice black coating that will resist rusting. Then I will cool the metal in the slack tub, water, and dry it off. And there it is, the completed S-hook. And with these basic operations of pointing and scrolling and flatting and cutting and twisting, blacking, and so forth,